Hey guys, it's Johnny Tech Review. Today I have a quick review for you of this iPiga Bluetooth controller. So this is a gaming controller that's designed to use for various different OS. So it's supposed to work for Windows, it's supposed to work for iOS and Android. So it came in a box like this, and here are some of the information. Of course, it's in various different language. And here in the back you can see more. Say it works for Windows, Android, Android TV, PC, iOS. Inside you get this controller right here. You get a micro USB charging cable and also a plug cable if you plug this into the computer. And here is the smaller user menu. So the model here is PG-9021. You can see it came in various different instructions, and you can get this thing called Trick Simulator or Big Game. These are basically different application for Android, and these application here allow you to download some emulator game. So in here you can see some more information of the controller setup, and here is how you put it into different mode. So for most of my experience, I've been using this with my Android, my Nexus 5 here, and it works pretty well. You can also pair it with an iOS and use a game that is IK game. There are a bunch of games that's IK game, and previously I reviewed another controller that from Satachi that use IK game. But yeah, you can just use Android here. So in this version here, I just want to show you guys Android, which is what I focus on the most. So I tested on my Android box downstairs in my living room, and it's like an Android TV box. And sometimes, you know, when I play games like Mario's and stuff, there's a little bit of lag for some reason compared to the Satachi. It was not as good, maybe because I'm too far away and maybe the battery is running a bit low. But that happens sometimes, not all the time. And in other case, I use it when you use Nexus here, and it works really well. I want to show you that right now. So of course, you have this look very much like an Xbox controller. You got your D-pad down here, your stick here, left stick, right stick. You have here the select button, star, the home button, you know, X, Y, A, B, just like an Xbox controller. Top here you have your left pad, right pad, your trigger, and yeah, these buttons actually feel pretty solid. The controller itself is very light actually. If you take this and compare this to an Xbox controller, you just feel a little bit lighter, even though this has a built-in battery and everything. It's all built into here. So if you flip this open, just pull it out just a little bit like this and flip it open. Inside you have some LED light. You have here the different controller light that let you know that you're in Android, you're in keyboard mode, you're in application window mode, and then this is kind of like the power light. There's an on-off switch here, and here's the micro USB charging port down here. So usually what I do is I turn it on, and I press X, hold down X, and press this button here, and that put it in parent mode, and you can see it's flashing. And you can see here iPiga Gaming Classic. Go ahead and connect to that. So now we have it connected here. And yeah, you can just use this little clip here to put it in there, and it lock in place pretty well. It is top heavy now, so it will fall over just like this, so pay attention to that, but it does stay in there. If you shake it really hard, it actually will come out. So let me just go ahead and run the app that I have here. It's called Happy Chicks after you download it. And in here you have a bunch of apps. Let me just go ahead and rotate this direction, you can see. So these are some of the apps I download. Some of them are Android apps, some of them are emulator app. And you have this kind of like an app store. You can download this game, they're free. And here you can play them, and you can manage and move stuff around. There's a bunch of different options in here. But anyway, let's just test one game here. For example, let's just try the Super Mario. Let me go ahead and press play here. So you can see right now, and let's just do one player. So we just play the game. Volume's a bit loud. So you can play on the screen, of course, with that software here, but we're going to head and use the controller here. And you can see here, works pretty well. Go ahead and press that. You have your AB, so you can just play it normally like this. Works pretty well. And you can kind of see the respawn here, so kind of give you an idea. So if I were to press jump, there you go, kind of give you an idea. Well, I die. And you can actually remap the controller if you want to, but in this case, you can just play. And as you can see, there's really no latency or anything. Works pretty well. I did have a problem when I played with my Android box, but in here seemed to be okay. So that kind of gives you an idea. Works pretty well. I'm playing this drunk guy. He's terrible. I'm bad with him. You see? It's pretty accurate. Works pretty good. And you can also use the D-pad, of course, if you want to be a little bit more accurate on your movement. I think the D-pad is a little bit more sticky, and I'm not really a big fan of D-pad. I do like the analog stick on this a lot. Feel really solid. So yeah, game run pretty smooth here, and you can see I'm using the trigger and the turning. The right trigger here to accelerate, brake with left trigger, and I'm turning using the gamepad here. Works pretty well. So you do want to turn the touch sensitive tilt control off, and just use the screen, but it registers perfectly fine, so you can see it works good. So finally I want to show you guys Dead Trigger. This game is an FPS game. You can see here I can use the screen here to move, of course, but you can also use the stick. Stick is pretty sensitive, probably have to change it down a little bit here. The aim sensitivity is pretty high. So you can see here I customized the controller so it's a little bit better. You can basically, in this game here, you can change the gamepad settings, so it's pretty nice. So I got a trigger here, right trigger here to shoot. And also switch weapon by doing left and right here. We'll pick up weapon. Works pretty well, as you can see, and it's pretty responsive. Kind of give you an idea. Up and down, up, down, down, down. So you can see, works pretty well. So overall, the iPicker controller works pretty well. I like the setup, like an Xbox controller, and the buttons are really well laid out. The analog sticks are good, but the D-pad is a little bit rough. I think over time maybe you're losing it a little bit, but in my experience it seemed to be kind of tough. The button setup are just like an Xbox 360 controller, as you can see. You also have these multimedia button down here, which you can use to play music, which is kind of nice, but they don't really get in the way. They're kind of a little bit down, so when you're playing it, you're not going to hit them, which is good. The climb on the unit is pretty good for a phone this size. It will get a little bit bigger, as you can see, and it can hold a little bigger phone, no problem at all. As far as battery life, they are rated for 16 hours. I gotta be honest, I did not go through it continuously for 16 hours. I played with it within the past, 2 or 3 weeks since Christmas here, and just been playing with them, and it seemed to be okay. I played with it on and off for a week here and now, and it seemed to be okay. So far I only had to charge it once. When it runs low on battery, you will notice a little bit of degrade in performance, a little bit more lags on the input, but just charge it up and you're good to go again. So that's pretty much my quick review of this iPicker game controller. I hope it helped you in your purchase decision, and if you have any question, let me know in the comment below, and as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.